Perfect.
Welcome into T4G Sports. Today we're going to show you a secret recruiting method that not enough people are doing in college football 25. You guys should be utilizing this method like crazy. I want to plant the seed in your guys' head and let you run with it, because after this video, you're going to be champions of the people. You're going to be getting a bunch of high fives. People are going to love you. All right, they're going to love you. Follow us on X as well. And by the way, we're going to be doing a rebuild using just this method, which is going to be nuts. And it's going to be just crazy. So stay tuned for that. And make sure you guys have a great New Year's, a safe New Year's. And we appreciate all of our subscribers, our alumni and alumnus. I believe that's what it's called. If not, my bad. It is what it is. And you guys are amazing. So thank you so much. And make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, comment your thoughts and opinions down below, even if they're wrong. And let's jump into this bad boy. So when it comes to the transfer portal, right, that's where we're at. This is one of the most profitable times in the game. Probably the most profitable time, because you could do so much with less, right? It could take you an entire year to get a player, entire regular season. You could get a player in just 4 weeks. Easily get a player in just 4 weeks. And what is everyone focused on right now? They're focused on the transfer portal. They're looking at these 4-star guys. They're like, oh man, I'm going to go get some 4-star dudes. They're looking at any 5-star guys that are available. That's where their eyes are going. Okay, it's the shiny bell over here in the corner. So what you want to be thinking about is, well, let's look at the 3-star players, right? 3-star prospects. Let's just take a look at them. How many is there? There's a crap load. Look at all the ones that don't have offers. Okay, same thing with halfback. There's a crap load. Wide receiver, same thing. Tight end, same thing. Offensive tackle, not so much. Okay, it starts to drop off. Offensive guard, not so much. Center, a little bit better. It's an easier position to get. So that's why sometimes I go pure center for my players, because they're just easier. I have less resistance for the same player. You got to think of it like this. It's like free safety and strong safety as well. There's less resistance to get free safeties than there is to get strong safeties. Go with the less resistant. They're not any worse. Actually, free safeties on the data are actually better than strong safeties as well, majority of the time, even with the same archetype. They're better on average with gems. So this is what you want to be thinking about. And what does this lead you to think? Well, this leads you to think, well, why am I going to go with a quarterback right away? And if I'm going to get 3-star quarterbacks, I might as well just wait till the end of the year. And then you could start putting your focus on the 3 stars that matter, like offensive tackle, offensive guard, if you're going to go that route, D end, D tackle, outside linebacker. Or you could also take it to another level and say, well, I'm going to go after 4 stars and 5 stars, and I'm going to spend a bunch on them. And you may only have like 7 to 8 guys on your board. But then what you're going to do is you're going to get a lot of the other positions that you already needed. Yeah, it's a little bit sketchy, but if you get good at this, it's not going to be as scary. Okay, because in this window, it takes you 4 weeks to get these players from scratch. You're never going to get them that fast normally, but because of how the transfer portal is set up, if you give them a scholarship, if you are at number 1 on their board, even if it's by an inch, right? Like if you're looking at these guys here, I'm 4th. Even if I'm just a smidge above UCLA and I gave him a scholarship, I win the player. I win him. So you could do so much work in just 4 weeks. So much work. And I also want to clarify that, I don't know if I did, but I want to clarify that I did not scout or recruit anyone in the regular season at all this year. Okay, I'm doing all of the scouting and recruiting in the transfer portal period in just those 4 weeks. Okay, so I just want to clarify that so people aren't thinking like, oh, well, you scouted some of these guys or you recruited them during the regular. No, none at all. I just literally advanced to the end, upgraded my coach, and I'm just going to land dudes from the transfer portal time, and I'm going to do everything you do in a year, I'm going to do in 4 weeks. So what I did is I had only 525 hours. So I scouted and gave scholarships. Okay. It's 175 hours, I do believe, to give everyone scholarships. So I had quite a bit left over to scout, and I used our T4G scouting data, which made it incredibly easy. If you guys don't know what that data is, it's going to show you how to find gems and show you which guys to skip out on. Okay, it's amazing. It'll be in the link in the description below. You can go to our site. It's very easy to use, and that's how I scouted as many guys as I already scouted and found as many gems as I did because of that data. You can also find it on playlists on our YouTube channel as well, but definitely once you start using it, you're never going to go back. So I ended up finding a gem quarterback here. Let's go through. You can see, and I'm not giving them hours just yet. Not yet. This week I had to do a lot of scouting. I ended up finding 4 gems at wide receiver. Hopefully I can get all of them. Some guys I was not able to scout just yet, but it is what it is, because all I have to do is be first. Last is simple as that. I found a gem there. Pretty good. And then next week I'm going to start giving these guys some hours as well. So a guy like this too, I'll just throw in my 5 hours at the end and we'll go to week 2. Another thing to look for too when you are adding guys is it may say 1 offer, but then make sure that you are on the right page where you can see if anyone's actually offered them, because the 1 offer is not on the board. Okay, so it may show 1 offer, but that they're not in the top 5 there. So it gives you a good opportunity, and you can fight for some of these players because they're fighting from scratch. You might as well fight from scratch too. So the big thing that I'm doing now, I'm scouting guys. I'm looking for danger. If I find danger, if there's someone going after a guy, or I'm really trying to, get ahead, like this guy's a gem and I don't have a quarterback. I didn't recruit anyone this year at all. I have not recruited anyone besides right now in the transfer portal. So I got to make up a lot of time, right, and get a lot of good guys. So for this guy, I'm going to give him 25 hours. If I see immediate danger, some teams getting buck on a guy that I really want, I'll go after that and I'll handle that situation. Aside from that, like some of these guys, once I get ahead enough and I feel confident, there's no danger, there's no competition, then I'll move on and put hours on other guys as well. So like this guy right now, I didn't put 10 hours on him, but I'll put 10 hours on him next week or maybe even more. It just depends on the situation. This guy, I'm going to just try to go and get him just for craps and giggles. I don't even want him, but I'm just going to fight like hell to get him. We'll see if I can with only 50 hours because I'm basically stock. My coach is upgraded. I'm missing a couple upgrades on the recruiting, but at the same point in time, other than that, like none of my other coaches really have upgrades too. As you can see, I'm like 50 hours a piece. So I'm not really boosted up too much. I'm basically a stock team, as you can see, 50 hours everywhere. So let's see how many guys I can land. And you're going to see this as well when you're trying to get these guys. You're going to see guys pop up like Oregon's like, we don't want them. Maybe they got someone else. You can see this guy here. There was people battling and now they don't want them. And so, it just happens. That's what you're looking for. You're basically just like hunting for food. That's kind of what you're doing. You're scrounging. You're scrounging for change. That's really what you're doing here. Scrounging for change. It's a perfect analogy. Okay, so now we're in week 3, right? Like this is like the last week. Now I have 31 guys on my board. Probably not going to get all of them. I could probably go after another quarterback. I don't know. However many guys I wanted to. But, looking at these halfbacks here, I lost one of the gem wide receivers, added like 3 more. Whatever. Just bringing them all up, throwing these guys up there as well. And, pretty good for the most part. I'm fielding an entire team, basically. Right now, fielding an entire team in just the transfer portal period so far. Now, hopefully I land all these guys. That's the hope. But at this moment in time, I'm doing pretty good to field most of my team without even I basically wouldn't even have to scout during the regular season. I could just wait till the end of the year. And then, some of these guys Temple goes after them, whatever. But for the most part, looking at these guys, okay, I lost that halfback. I can go grab another one real quick. Yeah, doing great with all these guys moving on up. I haven't jumped up here yet, but it is what it is. Jumped up there. I'm doing some work there. Not bad. How's my D tackle? Ooh. USC is they just offered a scholarship. Okay. So this is a guy right here that I'll do a 50 piece. Yeah, I'll give him a 50. There's no way I'm getting this guy, but I'm going to just throw money towards him regardless. Virginia Tech snagging that dude, but I got a lot of safety still. Lost that strong safety. It is what it is. Pretty good. I'll go grab some more guys, see what I can do to land them. Week 4, the very, very last week. This is for all the bacon. Okay, I pulled the hours off my 2 quarterbacks because I'm pretty confident I'm going to get them. And I'm going through and I'm adding guys up. I'm pulling hours from the guys I'm number 1. I'm throwing hours to other guys. One thing that you can do, and you can't see it on this list here, you can't see all the guys scouting them. And this is a very important method to use here is if you go through your guys, I'll show you my cornerbacks, for example. Okay, the cornerbacks that I have, we'll go to the 3-star. Let's pop those guys up. Okay, so you can see this cornerback that I'm going after. He has 5 offers. What does that mean? That means there's 5 guys that are bidding for him right now that you don't see, that don't appear like they're threats, but they're actual threats. 5 guys in this guy too. So if I'm going to get them, I got to be aggressive, because out of nowhere, I could just end up losing these guys because I'm not even on their board. So I'm going to give them 50 hours and see if I come out on top, as number 1. I just need to be number 1 last, if that makes sense. So we ended up walking away with 18 guys. And remember, we did not have any guys scouted or recruited this entire regular season. We just advanced to the end of the year in the transfer portal and went ham. That was basically it. And if you wanted to land more guys, I wouldn't scout as much. I would just, if I wanted 31 guys, I would just start recruiting them instead of scouting them. I'd scout a couple of guys in key positions that I'm looking for, and then the rest of the dudes I would just go ham and start recruiting them, because we did lose guys because I scouted, and that's okay. That happens. I got these running backs. This is great because I got these guys in 1 week. They're not even some of these guys are not even in their top 8. Look, not even his top 8. This guy's in his top 8. Receivers, we got a crap load of gems, and then these other receivers, there's probably another gem sitting there. I don't remember what happens to these guys. I completely forgot. If you guys remember, let me know in the comments. Do they go to your team, or do they just go off into the abyss? Because I cannot remember off the top of my head. But yeah, landed quite a bit of dudes. Didn't get the D tackle, and I was expecting that. I was not expecting to get him. The cornerbacks didn't get, but again, if you really wanted those cornerbacks, you could have not scouted in the beginning and just straight thrown them hours. And this is only going to get better, because when you guys, upgrade your coach and you get offense coordinator, defense coordinator that's upgraded as well, and then your program prestige starts going up, you only could do more work with this. You could do some serious damage if you got your prestige up and your upgrades on your coaching staff. You could do some nasty damage. So at the end of this all, I ended up getting 18 guys, and I just got them in 4 weeks. All 18 guys got them in 4 weeks. So utilize this method. If you're a 3-star program or even a 2-star program, you could say, even if you're a 1-star program, you could do it, honestly. You could just be super aggressive towards 4 stars and even some 5 stars, super aggressive towards them, and try and land as many of those guys as you want. Even if you only have 6 guys on your board, 7 guys on your board that you're going after, maybe 8. I don't know, pick a damn number. But whatever, even if it's that small, people will be looking at you and go, what are you doing? You only have 8 dudes on your board? What's going on? You're like, yeah, I'm going to just go get a bunch of guys in the transfer portal period. And also utilize, D tackle is going to be hard. So scout D tackles during the regular season. D ends are going to be hard as well. Cornerbacks are going to be hard. Certain positions that are difficult in this, even outside linebacker, okay, that it dries up quickly, then go after those positions in the regular season, and then utilize this method, the transfer portal method, at the end of the year. Going and getting quarterbacks, this was so easy to go and get these guys. And in reality, I don't much have to scout during that. I can kind of enjoy myself during the regular season and then just go, I'm going to do all my work in 4 weeks. Hopefully this helped you guys. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and have a happy New Year's as well, guys. Thanks for watching.